What's going on, movie lovers? We are in... You can see all our zits and stuff now. We're in HD.
HD.
It's pretty
I don't know
fancy.
why I made that. That's like my sign for HD. A little filming sign.
Yeah.
It made sense to me when I started doing it.
Whatever you gotta do.
Sure, why not?
Yeah. We got a lot of shit out of our way. We can look at our notes.
I like this. It's like open. I'm not gonna knock microphones over and all kinds of junk.
We could get up on the table, do a little dance.
Coyote Ugly?
Yes.
Yeah.
That would
Probably
be a
not.
horrible remake.
That view count would just immediately nosedive.
By the way, though, today, just as we're recording this, we've had a monster day.
Yeah, I know. You were telling me about that earlier. That's pretty cool.
As we're recording this, it is... What's today? March 11th? Is it 11th?
Sure.
Or 10th?
Sure.
11th?
Sunday.
So 11 days into the month, and we've already surpassed our downloads from the last month.
Yeah.
And
you were telling me that Mindhunters is the most downloaded episode
Mindhunters
that
went crazy.
we've had. That's really cool for a movie that I wasn't sure a lot of people would give a shit about.
Right.
That people tuned in to listen to.
Awesome
to us
stuff.
chat about
Awesome
Mindhunters.
stuff.
I hope we introduced it to some people that checked it out and enjoyed the film.
That reminds me, before we get into Rambo, last week I was talking about Sarsgaard, Peter Sarsgaard.
Okay.
Peter Sarsgaard is the bad guy in Green Lantern. He, what else were we talking about? But however, I mentioned SWAT and Four Brothers.
Yeah.
That's not Peter Sarsgaard. It's Josh Charles. And so my mother... I told her, I'm like, I don't know, it's just heat of the moment conversation. I made a mistake. She's like, okay, well, I just don't want you to ever make a mistake on your show again.
Did your mom really tell you that?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I'm like, well, it's just...
What's your mom's name?
Christy.
Thank you, Christy. We appreciate all you do for us. Yeah, or at least for Jeff.
She wants to be our Jamie. Sit down
that'd be cool.
Google stuff for us. So.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, we'll get her to come over sometime and do that for us. But
yeah.
Let's do some Rambo. 2008.
Rambo. Stallone. Jacked fucking Stallone. Way up there in age. He still looks like a total badass in this film.
I have a lot to say about Stallone.
I'm a big Stallone
Huge,
fan.
right?
Yeah.
He can do it all.
Yeah.
He writes, directs, acts, produces. Dude's a stud.
I know. I thought that it was really cool that we live in a day and age where anything with even the most remote bit of name recognition gets rebooted and remade. It's just like this endless cycle of reboots and remakes.
Yeah, no shit.
And I always thought that this was really cool. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, doesn't Stallone own the rights to Rocky and Rambo? Because I think
there's something like that with Rambo.
I think
Rocky.
Because he wrote and created, and like these are his characters. Anyway, I thought
Rocky. Rambo is a book. Rambo was a book.
Really?
I
wonder if...
I can't remember what it was called, like The Hunter or something.
Okay.
But yeah, Rambo is a book, but Rocky is his. He gets that.
Sure. Well, the point that I was trying to make here is that I thought that it was really cool, where in this time where everything gets rebooted and remade, that it was like we had Rocky Balboa and Rambo that came out really close to one another.
Fucking
that was original actor from the original franchise, original continuity, continuing them on, and I really love that because I really loved Rocky Balboa and Rambo.
Incredible.
and then Creed.
Oh my god! So good.
That kind of works as a. It's not a reboot,
and like its own thing. It's just like a continuation.
But it carries on the original continuity of the franchise,
really good.
and it's got
really
fucking
good.
Stallone in it and shit too. And so I thought that was really cool. That it's like, I don't want to watch a Rambo
with somebody else
remake.
It's not this.
I don't care, but this, yeah, I'm on board. I am on board for this. I love this film.
Before we get into discussing it all, let's do first experiences, favorite scenes and stuff. So,
sure.
Remember your first time?
Yeah, this was one of those. I was working at the video store and had an opportunity to watch it when it came out. I didn't catch it in theaters. At least I don't remember. I see a lot of stuff, and this has been a while ago, but I don't remember seeing Rambo in theaters. But I do remember that when it came out on DVD, I watched it as soon as it was available.
Yeah.
And Loved it.
Yeah. Right away.
It was great. Hard R film.
Yeah, no shit.
Fucking brutal.
Oh my god. Yeah, I saw this in theaters.
Did you?
I did. I saw it with someone I was dating, and they thought it was the worst thing they'd ever seen. And I was just like, you need to shut the fuck up, because you don't know what you're talking about.
It's a guy film.
It's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's incredible, really. It's the perfect ending to a series. That's how you end a series.
Mm-hmm.
I love that it wasn't left open to another sequel.
Sure.
Like, some things need to close.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought the way they closed it was fantastic.
It was a fun way to revisit the character years later, into his life. What would he be doing? Where would he be at? I like that it wasn't set in the U.S. It was interesting that they took him and they put him in like a different environment. I think that made for an interesting film.
Definitely.
Yeah.
What was your favorite scene?
My favorite scene?
Don't steal mine.
There's the end scene.
Oh my god.
That's probably everyone's favorite scene.
Right.
So I didn't pick that one.
Okay.
It was the black and white flashback.
Yeah.
It was in about the middle of the film, and I thought that was really cool because there had been enough of a span between, what was the last one, Rambo 3?
Yep.
I don't remember what year that came out. But there
80s.
had been enough time span that I thought that was cool for newer audiences to get a kind of a little bit of a recap.
Yeah.
And I thought it was very well shot. I liked the way that it was in black and white.
Yeah.
And it was like a flashback moment, and I thought that was really visually interesting and cool, and shows that what this guy is dealing with like all of the time.
I think this whole film is just really well edited, really well shot.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a Oscar-worthy movie. I mean, for something.
I had an interesting thought when watching this too, and especially looking at what some of the critics had to say about it. And I wonder if I got the same thing. It was a very realistic take on like a war movie, and it's not enjoyable. Some of the things that you see happening to some of the characters, like it's pretty brutal and it's pretty awful.
Very.
And I almost wonder that if this was someone other than Stallone, if this would have been like, an Oscar clickbait. Clickbait's not the right word.
Right,
but,
right.
You know what I'm getting at, like Oscar bait film, but because it was Stallone and because it was Rambo, that the critics just shit all over it. This is my opinion.
Yeah,
my take on it.
I read some of the Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, and a lot of people just called it, bullet porn and shit like that. And
but wasn't it? Didn't you?
It was.
You fucking felt it. Like you hated the bad guys.
Oh yeah.
In this movie, you fucking hated them.
Felt terrible for those people.
All of the people in general, and then when like Stallone shows up with the bow out of nowhere for the first time,
this is great.
and they make the line about Batman.
Oh, what?
There was a line about Batman.
What?
Where after he shows up with the bow, didn't they say something like, oh, what are you, like a superhero, like Batman or something?
I missed that.
I think so.
I was too busy going like this.
Yeah.
Just because, so awesome. I don't know how to describe it. Like, it is very, it was very graphic and brutal and
they earned their
horrible.
R.
Yeah. But, just as Rambo, he's just such a badass. And for him to show up and, those mercenaries were just gonna, fuck it, we can't get involved.
Mm-hmm.
All this, and Rambo's like, fuck that, do the right thing.
Yeah.
Holy shit. So, what was your favorite scene?
The black and white, the flashback stuff.
Oh, okay. Real quick about that. Richard Crenna, who played his general officer or whatever, he passed away in like 2003 or something, and they wanted to recast. I think it was like Josh Brolin or someone to like do like a little scene as him, and Stallone just thought that when the actor passed, the character did too.
I get that.
So
I respect that.
he did the flashbacks because
Yeah.
he wanted to incorporate him into the film, and I think it was fantastic.
I think that's a good way to do that. I
was
go
really
back and forth on that stuff a lot, Jeff. I like the way that we can digitally bring back actors that are gone in, like, you know, Star Wars and other movies and stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's really cool. At the same time,
It almost feels kind of disrespectful though. At the same time, like,
but does it?
I don't know. It's
I don't.
really
I
weird.
don't know. I think
It's a
it
weird
depends
subject.
on the movie, and I think it depends on the actor.
yeah,
Like, I don't know. I wouldn't want to see like another Crow movie where they CG Brandon Lee back into
Right.
the lead
Yeah,
role.
that'd be weird.
That would be weird. But if they
and
do,
they already did that with the first one.
that was a little
Right,
That,
right.
That's different circumstances.
I know what you mean.
But if in like this Crow
With
the new-
Momoa.
with Momoa, if they wanted to do a flashback scene and digitally bring him back somehow, I might be on board for that. Like, I don't know, I make a distinction depending on, I think, how they use it in the film is what I
Yeah.
was going for.
Yeah.
It's an interesting
It's
subject.
a weird, yeah, it's a weird kind of, it's a weird line.
Yeah,
You gotta tread lightly with that stuff.
yeah.
Okay, well, since you didn't use it, my favorite scene is
You going with
the end.
yeah.
Where he's just sitting on that 50 cal. And, I mean, now we get that amazing meme, and I wrote it down. I wrote Rambo on the truck gunning people. It went from an hour and 19 minutes to an hour and 24 minutes. It was a 5-minute long scene of him. 5 minutes of somebody just sitting on a truck shooting people.
But it was
5
a
minutes.
payoff
Oh
to
my
beat
God.
all payoffs.
Yes.
When he was mowing down wave after wave of
So
people.
amazing.
Stallone with his arms that are as big as my head.
Yeah.
God, that's cool shit, man.
Gives me goosebumps. Like, I always remember really liking this film.
Yeah?
Like, obviously I love Rambo, but rewatching it last night, I couldn't, like, I was texting you, I just wanted to talk about it right then.
Yeah.
You're like, just wait.
Go
I'm
wait.
like, everything
Save it.
about it. Man, that's good stuff.
Well, let's see here. I wrote down a couple of things that I liked early on in it as well, too, to go with it. I thought the newsreel footage at the very beginning of the film was interesting because they were trying to... You could tell that when Stallone did this, he wanted it to be grounded, and he wanted it to be like a violent, hey, war and conflict and the shit that goes on in certain parts of this world are not fun.
Right.
Like, it was not, you're not supposed to be, I had texted you and been like, I like it because the villains are not like a Bond villain. Like, it's not like some guy in a suit that you're like, hey, he's the bad guy, but he's pretty cool because it's a fun performance. Like, no, like, fuck the people in this film. They're
Yeah.
doing terrible things to women and children and all kinds of...
And you see it all.
I know,
Holy
which
shit.
is that's what I meant with like difficult to watch in places.
Oh, yeah, for
is shit
sure.
like that. So I thought that it starting out with like newsreel footage at the beginning of it set the tone for this is what this film is going to be.
I don't want to jump ahead to trivia, but the reason that he chose this was he wanted to shine light on something that kind of seemed shut off from the rest of the world. Like, you know, everybody knows about genocide in Africa. Everybody knows about all that stuff, and he wanted to shine light on something else. And so,
Yeah.
after doing all this crazy research, and that's what I mean. Like, Stallone's a smart motherfucker.
Yeah, he is, man.
I just watched an interview with him from maybe a year ago, and they were talking about like when you first get into Hollywood, like what's it like trying to balance everything, and like does your ego get kind of big? He's like, dude, in the beginning, my head was this big, you know, but he's so
Do you remember in...
he has so much humility now,
Yeah.
and he talks about it. He's very open about it and stuff, and dude's very serious about his work, like. He talks about, you know, they said I couldn't do it because I talk funny. And like, that's not his fucking fault.
That's what makes Stallone a cool actor.
That's
I think.
his thing.
Yeah.
I think it's crazy that people can say, no, you're not going to do this. No, you're not going to do that because something happened to you when you were born that you had no control
Totally.
over.
Yeah. I
Like-
get that.
That's not fair at all.
That's what I say when I talk to people all the time. I'm like, I do podcasts and shit, and I don't sound like a radio announcer or voice, whatever.
Yeah, right?
I'm like, just fuck it.
I'm just a guy.
I'm just a guy. I fucking talk about football, or I talk about movies with you, because it's shit
Right.
that I like, and people, that's good enough.
Yeah, we don't have to be...
You don't have to be...
What? Like, professional?
Yeah.
I mean, we're pretty fucking professional right now.
You got a fucking green screen going. Oh, is your shirt gonna fuck with the green screen?
Yeah, it is, isn't it? It's gonna be a fun episode for you guys.
Oh, this is amazing. Just take it off midway through the episode.
Maybe I'll throw on a sweatshirt.
Do it all shirtless, Jeff. See,
I don't know.
You got like the Stallone pythons hiding.
Not quite that big, but I'm pretty white, so
Yeah.
might be worse. It'd be like a mirror. Yeah, I just that's a good point. I just thought about that.
I just thought of that too.
I just wanted to wear my new Triforce shirt.
I love the shirt,
I
the
wasn't
Zelda
even thinking
shirt.
about it, yeah. God damn it. That's alright though.
We'll
Back
see.
to Rambo. We'll get it figured out. If you're listening, it don't affect you, but if you're trying to watch this, it might be weird seeing my floating head.
This might be my favorite video.
This is gonna be
because
really
of that
good.
now.
And it's an
awesome.
HD, so you'll get to see a floating HD head with maybe like a little Triforce.
Little Triforce in the center.
God damn it. That's alright. We'll be alright. We'll be alright.
That's amazing.
Okay.
I didn't catch it either.
I'll grab it. Maybe I'll fix it. Maybe I won't. I don't know. YOLO.
Just roll with it.
Right off in the beginning, the first thing I wrote down is the music.
Okay.
You forget how iconic the Rambo music is until
Yeah.
you hear it. And then as soon as you hear it, you're like, that's Rambo. Like, obviously. I really love the music for Rambo.
Mm-hmm.
It's, I don't know how to explain it. Just sets the tone.
I get it. I follow. It's I was glad that they didn't pick like a typical Hollywood score, because it wouldn't have fit with the tone of it. You know, something in like, what was the Black Mask score that you really like?
Oh yeah.
Could you imagine
hip hop?
Could you imagine with how serious this film tried to be, if when he was like shooting him down at the end of the movie, if they had like Black Mask
let the bodies hit the floor?
by like drowning pool on it or something?
That'd be alright.
That'd
be horrible.
I mean, that would have defeated
That'd have
the
been
purpose.
funny,
It would
but-
have been.
No, yeah.
wasn't-
Especially like the opening intro music, where you know that's Rambo, and then
Otherwise-
I like the score throughout.
And I felt that it was kind of a minimal score
Yeah.
throughout the film.
Yeah,
Like,
so is the Rambo theme. It's very just kind of piano keys, and it's very mellow, but something about it just captures you, and it's like, okay, we're gonna sit down and tell you a story.
Yeah.
And Rambo's a great story. I mean, when I was reading through those reviews about how it's just like a blood shit show and bullets and gore, it's like the Rambo story is pretty fucking deep.
It is, especially for people of that time period.
Oh yeah,
You know,
I can
coming back
imagine.
from Vietnam, and like that was a whole reflection of that culture and what went on and stuff. And
the whole first movie of First Blood is just him trying to come back and being
fit
fucked
in.
with.
Yeah. And he can't.
Yeah,
He can't
nobody
let this-
allows him to.
He can't let this go. Yeah.
It's crazy thing. I wrote down a bunch of quotes. There were
some
quotes
good.
that I liked.
There's some good quotes in this one. What do you got?
Well, right away, like when for church, right? The Church of Colorado. He said, are you bringing weapons? No, of course not. You're not changing anything. It's amazing.
Yeah.
I got the bad guy. You don't hear him as subtitle, but he says, "Hear me, believe me, fear me." If you have to, that's the thing with the bad guy. It's like, if you have to tell people to fear you, I just feel like that. Maybe you're trying to hide something, or maybe you're just not as badass as you think. I don't know. I don't know why.
This guy irritated me.
Yeah, exactly.
He was very.
You're a fucking douche.
He was very believable. Like, fuck that guy. You
Yeah.
could not wait for him to get his comeuppance at the end of the
man.
film.
I'm trying not to skip ahead to trivia because there's so much stuff being brought up already.
Yeah.
But I'll save it. And then one of my favorites is this kind of goes back to last week's episode with Val Kilmer being a dick. It's like Rambo's like, I can't help you. And Julie Benz.
Yeah.
Why? I don't want to. It's like, that's amazing. I love that line. It made me really happy.
He's just done with people.
Yeah.
He's just done with people. He knows that we're in a shithole country and that... I know what you're trying to do is good, but
it's not gonna work.
It's just not gonna work out.
Fucking women, too, dude. She fucking pushes and pushes and pushes. He gives in. He does it. He knows it's not right for... What's he gotta do now? He's gotta go kill... umpteen thousand people just to save her dumbass when he told her not to. Whatever.
Did you like, speaking of the church group, what was his name? Paul Schultz?
Paul Schultz, yeah.
Paul Schultz.
He's
Punisher. The Punisher Netflix series.
Ah, okay. The bad guy.
The bad guy
yeah.
Yep. I thought that was...
I knew I'd seen him before.
I did the same thing.
God
I had to pause the movie because I don't like IMDb. I don't like missing the movie when I'm trying to watch.
Don't like trying
so I had to pause it because the whole time I was sitting here going, I've seen him. What was it from? And I kept thinking, because he had the eye. His eye was
very
like glazed,
deep eyes
glazed over in the Punisher film when I think Frank Castle like
punches
him out of like he goes blind in the one eye and shit.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's right. He was in fucking Punisher.
He looks the exact same.
little younger, a little less menacing because he wasn't
a bad guy, but
he still kind of
well though.
He was still kind of a douche.
Yeah, he was definitely. He was an asshole, really.
Yeah.
Not even a douche. Like he was just a straight up asshole.
Yeah.
I wrote down Minesweeper in real life.
Oh, that scene was some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it was rough, and especially. You know what's going on as a viewer, but like watching the mercenaries up there, like what the hell's going on? Like,
they're kind of helpless.
Yeah, and they're just, this is how the editing and the way that this is shot fucking freaks you out, and it's in slow motion, and they focus on one. That person could get blown up. Nope, go focus on this person. Okay, there's two people left. They're focused on them. They're gonna blow up. It's all slow. You're like building up.
And then they make it to the other side.
Like, what the fuck?
And so like they start to like open fire.
Oh my god! And start fucking with them and stuff, trying to make them go back. It's like we're not leaving here until somebody blows up. Like,
and then Rambo blows them the fuck up with that compound bow.
It's amazing. I
didn't write it down. Stallone with that compound bow is better than Daryl in Walking Dead.
Oh, for sure.
With his little piss-ass little fucking crossbow thing. Like...
Especially with the damage those things
give me Stallone, where he was holding that out to that dude's eye.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's like, that guy, we're getting the fuck out of here. No, you're not.
That was a good speech that he gave.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
What did you write down?
Live for nothing or die for something.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, that's not the whole speech, but
that's the gist.
Yeah. Yeah, that was, and I wrote down Rambo with the bow. What do you imagine like the pound is on that bow? Like
I have no idea.
100 and some. Like the way he's launching those arrows.
I couldn't even venture a guess.
I don't know. That such good shit.
Stallone is great. Oh, sorry.
We kind of skipped a whole scene that I wanted to talk about.
Sure,
was the pirates.
Where they had to shut the motor off.
Oh my god. Like, of course, fucking Julie Benz, take us up the river. No. Take us up the river. You don't want to
go that way.
Finally, we're on the river, and sure enough, fucking pirates, they throw the hooks over and they start boarding and stuff, and they're speaking in subtitles and stuff.
Yeah, all the bad guys in this film are subtitled. I don't think there's any English from them.
I don't think so. what was I saying? The pirates, though.
Yeah.
There's that, we're going to take this, we're going to take that, and then they're like, is that a woman? And then it's like, your heart starts freaking out, and you're like, dude, don't fucking do this. And then Rambo's like, I don't want to have to do this, but I'm going to have to do this, and pulls out the pistol, and he just... And then, after all of this, after the dude's being a dick the whole time, and after Rambo saves his life...
I'm gonna have to report you.
Don't kill him! It's never okay to take a life! No. It's like... It was either his or yours. Rambo just saved your ass, and it was badass. And, I that's one of the things I texted you. I was like, oh my god, the pirate scene. That's an... Editing. And fucking the way it's all good. Mm-hmm. The whole way it's shot, and the build-up.
It was interesting that that scene had a nice little bookend to it, where on his way back, they show him reboarding the ship, and like he tows it off to the side and dumps the gas all over it, and you see blood and gasoline going everywhere, and he's like, oh, fuck this shit, and lights it on fire to get rid of it. And I thought that was interesting that they show that, because a lot of films don't give a shit.
Right.
It's like, okay, he blew up a bunch of pirates. We don't ever have to speak of that again.
No, it was cool.
It's like, it's cool that
we track their steps and what they would have to do.
Yeah, because it kind of showed a little bit that he cared when the one dude threatened that he was going to report him for killing the people.
Yeah.
Punisher bad guy, because when they get on the dock and he's like, I'm going to have to report you for what you did, even though you saved our life.
Yeah. Dude's such an asshole.
Yeah.
That dude pissed me off the whole movie. And, I don't know how we skipped through. The bow scene is like halfway through the movie, and I feel like that's just the beginning. That's village,
like where shit really goes down for the first time, like big time goes down.
That easy peasy. That village bombing.
Yeah.
I gotta watch this by myself in the house alone.
Ooh, no kids,
and so
nothing?
I gotta use my expensive soundbar that I never get to use, and my bass, and so I had the shit turned up all the way, bass up all the way, and I was sitting there and I'm like, oh yeah, this is where they get blown up, right?
Did you jump?
Fuck!
I jumped.
Yes, she's walking. Well, nice continuous shot too, where she's walking through the village and checking on everybody, and she walks in and she sees, there's people without the legs that they chopped off and shit, and oh fuck, and you're just invested in this moment, and it gets kind of quiet for a moment, and I knew what was coming because I've seen the fucking movie before. But holy shit, that soundbar fucking snuck up on me.
Yeah.
Felt like I was in a theater.
Yeah.
Like, it was good shit. And, that first bombing, I mean, that fucking shook us.
This was one of the earlier films that I got on Blu-ray.
Oh, yeah?
When the Blu-ray format was new. And on you get the full DTS theater soundtrack with it. And I remember that standing out as well, too, for, like, the full... Oh, this is a big improvement in sound quality over what like surround sound will do on like a DVD, for example. Mm-hmm. So yeah, good. I'm glad you brought that up. And,
that fucking jumped.
Yeah.
It got me.
I like that scene. I like the setup before that part because it slowed down for a minute and it showed you why these people went to where they went and that they're doing good and that they were there. You can tell why they wanted to go there because you got to see them helping people, whether it be the kids that were missing legs from the landmines that were everywhere that are all over this country, or just whatever else. You see the conditions they're living in, so I like that because it showed why they would want to be helping.
Right. And
I think that that's important, again, to try to ground the film in some kind of reality. I like that. I like that it took a minute to do that. It didn't immediately go to shit.
Yeah. You were talking about, this was like the first movie you got on Blu-ray and all that?
Yeah.
Do you remember the tagline? Like, do you remember seeing trailers and stuff for this?
Not offhand.
I vaguely remember. I think it might have even been on Rocky Balboa. I think there might have been like a trailer.
Yeah.
Maybe it was after that, but
Weren't they like a year apart?
yeah, like a year and a half, 2 years apart.
Close to it.
What was Rocky Balboa? 2006.
I can look it up here really
I
quick.
think it was 2006, and this is 2008.
Rocky Balboa was 2006.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, might have been.
But in the grander scheme of movies coming out, that's like back-to-back Stallone,
right.
big budget Stallone
for sure.
fucking films.
But I remember like, first of all, Rocky Balboa had already came out. He kind of put, the closing on the Rocky series. Fantastic. He did great. And then I saw the trailer for Rambo, and I was kind of nervous about it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh boy. I thought Rambo. Rocky was different. Rocky was more.
Rocky is legend.
It's a different feel.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know if he can do Rambo again. Like, he could do Rocky. I don't know if he can do Rambo. I don't know if it'll be the same. And the tagline kind of made me. It was heroes never die, they just reload.
Oh,
and I was like,
that's kind of cheesy.
Oh god, here we go. So I was really nervous about seeing it. Then I remember, who am I kidding? Of course I'm gonna go see it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was completely blown away. But I just remember being kind of worried about it. And now I would say it's probably like the best or the second best, like after First Blood. I would say this is like probably one or two of Rambo.
Tough to beat First Blood. That's got to be one.
It's rough.
But First Blood has to be one, but I would put this at number two
for sure
in the series.
So I wrote that down because I remember, like, it was right at the bow scene where he's holding it, and I remember that being like the cover image.
It was a poster.
Yeah, and I remember I remember seeing the tagline.
I might have the poster for this.
Oh, all right, you
at home somewhere. I don't know. I don't remember. It's too much shit.
But that just made me think of it again. I was like, oh, what was that tagline? And I looked it up. I'm like, oh yeah.
That's not a good.
Heroes never die. They just reload.
that's not a good.
But yeah, they crushed it though.
I wrote a funny note that said, for a minute, it looks like Stallone is building an Iron Man suit.
Oh, right, yeah.
Because there's this shot that's almost identical to the one of Tony Stark in the first Iron Man.
Right.
Where he's pounding on the anvil with the thing. I'm like, this movie could have took an amazing fucking turn right then and there if he'd have just built... Stallone built his own Iron Man costume.
That'd been terrible.
That would have been great. Come on. You could have had the fucking flamethrowers and shit underneath it.
There were flamethrowers in the movie already.
Exactly.
That shit was intense.
Yeah.
It was. Skipping ahead a little bit to the extraction, where they're trying to get the hostages with the mercenaries at night.
Okay. Can we pause for a minute?
Yeah.
Did you like his team? Like the team of mercenaries that they set up?
Yeah. I thought it was really interesting.
Yeah.
It gave me a... have you ever seen Tears of the Sun with Bruce Willis?
I've never seen that
Cole
one.
Hauser. It was 2003. But I got a very Tears of the Sun vibe off of like the second half of this movie. Tears of the Sun is a team of Navy SEALs. Bruce Willis, Cole Hauser, a couple other bigger names. Mm-hmm. And it's essentially the same mission.
Oh, cool.
Tears of the Sun, it's pretty good. It's a lot like this. It's kind of it's been a little bit, but it's pretty fucking realistic, pretty heavy.
I like this team.
Kind of weighs on you, but I got that kind of vibe about this team.
Yeah.
And the lead British guy, English guy, I kept feeling like
the bald guy.
Yeah.
Like, fuck this. I'm gonna die of old age before we get there.
I kept getting a Vinnie Jones vibe off of him.
Yeah, I can see that.
Did they want Vinnie Jones? And skipping ahead, but yeah.
What's the trivia?
That was supposed to be. They wanted Vinnie Jones. I was like, no shit. It's like,
what could Vinnie Jones have possibly been doing that he couldn't have been in this film? Is he that busy?
Yeah, he's in a lot of shit.
What was he doing? What the fuck was he doing?
2008?
Yeah. What was Smoking Aces?
2007?
2006? 7?
6 or 7?
6 or 7?
But he was in the second one.
Oh, I never watched 2.
I don't know what year that was, but he's in a lot of, like, straight to Netflix stuff.
Yeah.
Or straight to DVD stuff. He's in a lot of stuff, but... yeah, I was like, duh. It's like, well, we can't get Vinnie Jones. What do you want? Go to the discount store. It's like, but, I mean, that guy was great.
He did fine.
Yeah,
He
he did a good job. I liked him.
We could get George Lucas Special Edition where they CG Vinnie Jones
That'd
into
been
the
awful.
role.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked kind of like the schoolboy or schoolboy. I liked him with the fucking
the sniper.
Yeah,
Sure.
that shit was heavy.
He was
Like
cool.
literally heavy too. I like towards the end when they're all down on the shore and they got caught and shit.
Yeah.
And he like trying to lift up the rifle and it's like. Like,
That's a big fucking gun. It
I like
big.
that he wasn't just like throwing it around like no big deal.
Yeah.
Just those little hints of like just little details add to everything. But yeah, when they're doing the rescue and stuff and they're in there and one of the guys is strung up and they got the hogs eating them.
Oh, that was gross.
That was rough. There was a lot of shit in that.
Yeah.
That whole extraction
How
scene
did I
was
word
rough.
it? I wrote, everything is gross and unsettling and fucked up.
Yeah.
Because the majority, like, when shit goes down, is just like, oh, that's fucking gross. Where the little village where they massacred everyone and
Yeah.
they go back and it's just death and, like, festering gross water with
Yeah.
flies and shit everywhere.
Heads on the pike and
That is not enjoyable. Like, this is not Batman. Like, this is not
Right.
Gotham City. This is not a superhero film. I can see why, if you're coming from the vein of, I want that in an action movie, you wouldn't like this.
right.
Because that's not cool. Like, you shouldn't be,
This film makes your stomach hurt.
yeah.
But at the end though, it pays
But it's
off.
a good payoff for it.
Yeah.
When he rips that dude's throat out.
Roadhouse style.
I'm just out
Yes.
with it.
Roadhouse.
Yeah, like, you...
I wanted him to go Roadhouse. But yeah, I wrote down the hogs eating the corpse, the women that they kidnapped and made like dance and stuff, and then they started like ripping their clothes off, and
That was going
it's
towards
just-
rape.
Oh,
That was
it just
unsettling to
makes your
watch.
stomach hurt.
There was a really quick shot of one of the generals and like a kid that was unsettling, and
The general.
was it the main general guy? Fuck
taking that
guy.
little boy.
Yeah, no.
Just makes your stomach churn. And I wrote down like, what is it with like head bad guys and liking little boys? Why does it feel? It's not. But why does it feel worse than if it had been a woman?
I don't know.
Why does it feel like? Why is it a little boy? Like it just adds to. It's like, yeah, you want to see some fucked up shit? Here's a hog eating a carcass. Oh, you want to see some more fucked up shit? Here's some 50 men about to rape 4 women.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a guy raping a little boy.
And like I said, it's not a Bond film. Like, what was the last Bond film? Spectre.
Right.
That had Batista,
Yeah.
the wrestler, Guardians of the Galaxy, Batista as
Yeah.
the bad guy in it. And
It was very much like
and that's cool. Like, that stuff is cool
for
like,
Bond movies.
for Bond movies and stuff. And like, but in this movie, you don't cheer for the bad guys in it. You just don't. And that's kind of in the age of the comic book film where like Tom Hiddleston is Loki is kind of the best part of the film, and like the bad guys are always kind of, Heath Ledger as the Joker is kind of the
Right.
best part of the film. We don't get this a lot anymore, where it's like these people are despicable, and just like I said, how did I word it?
You just want them
Gross
dead.
and unsettling and fucked up, and like you don't get that a lot anymore. It's a throwback to the 80s, where you would get movies. What was the big Vietnam movie that came out?
Which one?
Oh, I can't even think of the name of it offhand.
Apocalypse Now?
Apocalypse Now, yeah. Throwback kind of to stuff like that.
Yeah, now everybody has to be likable. Everybody,
Yeah.
can't shine a bad light on anybody.
You put a bad guy on
Got
a t-shirt that
yeah.
you want to sell at Target later on.
Exactly.
That's the whole point.
Yes.
Even in shit like Stranger Things, like...
I still haven't watched it.
Oh, what the fuck is wrong with you?
I barely had time to watch this movie again.
Yeah, I understand.
What did you think about the that old World War II bomb?
Holy shit, that is a big fucking bomb.
Like,
Would it go, I mean...
this is...
I shouldn't be questioning realism in a Rambo movie.
No, that's the thing.
Would it go off like that? I don't know. It was really fucking cool that it did.
A lot of, like, critics and viewers and stuff, even me, I thought the 50 cal was unrealistic. How it would just blow off legs and shit.
Yeah.
That's real, I guess. Like, everybody thinks that's ridiculous. But there's a lot of veterans and there's a lot of stuff online that's like, no, that's, if anything, it's toned down. Like, it's horrible. And so, to add, like, that kind of realism and stuff, and those little details throughout the whole movie, and then for this to be there, it kind of took me out, but for a minute, it's like, why not? Maybe there is,
I don't know.
Maybe there is shit in there that would cause the explosion to go off. Maybe the Claymore would do it.
I can't say one way or another because I don't know. I didn't really have a problem with it because it's a movie.
Yeah.
And so, whatever. And I thought the scene was...
I liked him just
I thought the fact that he set up that whole trap where he took a piece of her clothes and tied it around his foot to lead the dogs off, and
well, he's been chased by dogs a lot.
No shit. He knows
every movie is chased by dogs.
Yep.
Yeah. I don't remember. You saw him set up the Claymore, right? Like, you kind of saw him set it up.
Yeah, you see him.
I just like them showing you, like, him just fucking booking it as fast as he can to get the hell away from it.
Yeah.
I just thought I don't know why that
Yeah.
made me happy, but it did. I just like him running through the woods like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Although it was convenient that as soon as the explosion got to him, that he had hit like a drop off.
Right.
And he was able, that's very Hollywood convenient that he was able to down and go over top of him and shit.
Right.
Come to think of it, that shot was kind of funny with Stallone running towards the camera with like the explosion coming towards him and he jumps off from it. I did want to mention this. There was an unintentionally funny scene earlier on. It was where they were on his boat for the first time and he's like taking them. It's before they meet the pirates. And the boat didn't, like, they were like 3 feet away from him.
Oh,
yeah. And they were having the fucking conversation like he couldn't hear them. And it's like, dude, he's right the fuck behind you.
You can see him in the background, like, you're here and he's here.
Yeah.
It's like at work, I can hear you.
Yeah, he's like from meeting, and then it's like he gets up on the boat and it's like he's walking to another part. It's like, dude, he's like 3 feet from you.
I noticed the same thing.
I thought that
so
was
funny.
Unintentionally kind of really funny.
They're having an entire conversation about him.
And he's right fucking there.
Fucking 2 feet away. Just, I'm gonna go talk to him.
I just wished he would have been like, I'm right here.
I wish he would have been like, hey, so he's like, I can hear you. You're right there.
You don't have to get up.
Right.
You just have to turn
It's like, just turn your head.
Yeah.
Fucking funny. Yeah.
That was funny.
I noticed that too. Yeah. That was pretty good.
Yeah, you can't think of everything
while
when you're making a movie.
While you were talking about the Iron Man look.
Oh yeah, when he's making the Iron Man suit.
I want to fucking smelt something or forge. Like, that's on my bucket list.
Because you want to stand there and...
I don't know why. I've always wanted to. Like, I've, like, done lost wax castings and stuff where you melt down the metal and do all that stuff. But
That's cool.
I want to forge or smell something, and I wrote down #bucket list. So, like, I don't know. Every time I see that in a movie, Iron Man, this, I want to fucking do that. I want to make my own machete. I want to make my own.
Now you're on a government watch list.
I want to make my own. I want to make my own.
You can't say that no more.
There
Jeff.
are a lot of blacksmiths around. No, and then he fucks people up with that machete.
Yeah.
There's a lot of fucking. There's decapitations. There's the end where he spills his intestines all over.
Oh, that was gross.
Awesome.
Yeah.
it was way awesome though. There was something about it. At first I didn't remember him like getting rid of his knife. Like when he throws the knife on the boat to get rid of it. Like, what the fuck, dude? You got your compass and you got your little stitch kit in there. What are you doing?
I don't know.
Oh, there you go, make a machete. Like, okay, never mind. I take it back.
Oh, that was a cool scene. I like the way that he started to show like he was gonna walk with them and help them, and they were like,
"Oh yeah,
what's the fucking boat guy doing?"
Yeah, boatman.
And he's like, they kind of stick up for him, but not really.
The sniper does.
The sniper does, yeah, because they were like, he's ex-special forces or whatever, and he can hang back with me, and he ends up saving their ass.
Right.
Totally, and they should have been super fucking thankful for him.
Yeah, that leads into the boat scene.
Yeah, the combat on boat scene, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought that was awesome too.
That was cool.
You're the boatman. You stay with the boat.
Like my guys, they stay with the boat.
What was... What's your favorite... Okay, what's your favorite weapon that Rambo uses throughout the whole series? So, like, it gets pretty crazy, because in First Blood, he just has this knife. He fires a couple shots of that sniper, but mostly it's like those wooden traps and shit that he makes. And then, you get into like 3 when he's in Afghanistan and he's and shooting rocket launchers. And
the dual gun,
doing all
doing
sorts of crazy shit. And then
I didn't like that one too much.
But then now it like goes back and he's just got his machete and his bow. Like, what's your favorite?
I prefer stripped down Rambo with what's on him and his ability to like MacGyver shit, make fucking traps, take the claymore, and even though maybe the part with the bomb may have been a little over the top, but just seeing him, he knows instantly how to get the dogs to follow him and use the claymore and set up a trap, and I think that is when the character is at its peak. Seeing him work with less is makes better, it fun. Because then when you finally get that moment at the end of the film where he's got the big fucking gun, it's amazing because you haven't sat through an hour and a half of that solid. So when you've got him so overpowered, kind of what happened in the third one a little bit.
Right.
It's not as interesting. Of course, I've always been a fan of like action heroes and movies and stuff where it's someone and it's their wits that get them out of a situation and not so much of
how big their gun is. Right.
It's kind of what makes Die Hard such a good movie.
Exactly.
Right? And like Bruce Willis has nothing to work with in that film. And
now I have a gun.
When he finally gets a gun, just like a normal gun, that's a big point for him in that film.
Yeah, with First Blood, I like his ability to like create traps, and he makes all those spikes and shit and bungee traps and bungee makes all that shit, and he's got his knife, his trusty with the compass and his all of that shit. And I always preferred that, like the wooden traps and stuff. And here he gets rid of his knife, but he still has machete and stuff. But it's tough because I'm not saying that this one's better than the first one. I'm not saying that it isn't. But him with the bow, he uses a bow in the third one, but it has like the explosives on it, and it's kind of silly.
It's 80s, very 80s.
Yeah, very
80s action film.
In this, where he's just using a compound bow, just shooting bitches in the face.
Because the bow that he's using doesn't need shit to explode on it.
Right.
Like, those are those fucking bows that you go, what? You hunt a bear with one? I mean, yeah, there are people that go bear hunting with
a bow?
With, like, bows and shit. And so...
People like Rambo.
Yeah.
Not me.
Like, if you can do that, like, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get pretty fucked up if you can...
No shit.
Yeah, because my dad's boss, his old boss, was a hunter. And he showed him the tips on those. And the tips on those fucking things will just... They're meant to go in and just shred the shit out of you when you go into it. So that is some nasty stuff.
Great.
Yeah.
That makes me feel great. But, I mean, it's only to the bad guys. I don't give a fuck.
Totally. Fuck these people.
Yeah. What about... We've talked about the end. It's my favorite scene where he's sitting on the truck, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. But all the stuff that's going on down by the shore with the mercenaries and they start getting tortured and shit. A couple people die. Asian guy dies. I think the skinny redneck guy dies.
They all almost get it.
I think the Englishman and schoolboy, the girl, preacher, I think the rest of them die.
I think so too.
I mean, there's...
The tattooed guy that was singing, I think, did he get it?
Yeah, he died.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was a cool character. Cool actor. He's one of those actors I want to look up and be like, what's he?
Yeah, because I feel like I've seen him before too.
He seems cool.
But like, you're sitting there for 5 minutes watching Stallone on the gun, and then he turns around and shreds those trees and shoots that other truck. And
there is so much going on in that scene. There's some really cool hidden moments in that scene too.
It's not just him sitting on the truck. Like there's all that shit going on the beach. The preacher guy killing a guy with a rock.
Yeah.
There's so much other shit going on, but all I remember is no!
That had that really cool, one of my favorite old school special effects is like right in the middle of all that shit, where the sniper takes someone out.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the old school where they have the dummy and they squib the head.
Yeah.
And the head just goes everywhere. That's tucked into the middle of that scene. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my gosh, that's great.
I like the boat that comes up too, and Rambo starts shooting at it. But
the boat out of nowhere.
It's not helping. I like that there's stuff that Rambo can't do, and it takes that other guy to blow it up and shit. But Rambo still gives it his all. Yeah, there's so much more going on in that scene. I just wanted to dive into that a little bit because, like I said, all I remember is him just sitting up on the truck. But all that stuff going on down by that shore. There's people dying, main characters dying. There's a preacher killing somebody.
With the rock. The rock.
Which was... That's pretty raw. Yeah, it's a very intense movie.
I laughed. Chuckled a little bit after the movie was over. Where I was like, God, here at the beginning of the movie you had all these people that are from this... Must have been from a church or something. Yeah. Church group that was going. And they were so against... We're going to go do good. We're going to go help these people. And we're not going to use guns. We don't want to do guns. We're trying to change the world for the better. And the end of the movie is just death.
The whole movie, really.
Everywhere.
The whole movie.
I can see how... it kind of lost the message. Maybe that they were trying to send, where they're like...
I mean, in the end, though, that fuckhead's gone, so...
Well,
and the Karen Rebels showed up at the end, too, I thought was cool.
They sure did.
Because what's-his-face are like, where'd the guide go? The guy took off after the...
I didn't even realize that. That was the kid that bolted.
After the extraction, he took off, and then he came back with... He gathered all the rebels.
I didn't even notice that.
Yeah, that was cool.
Duh, I missed that. How did I miss that?
I don't know.
I just thought they just showed up because it's a movie and people show up and it's like Army of Darkness.
No,
we're fucking there they are here and they come back.
No,
sure.
there was a reason for it. Yeah, the guy. So
how did I miss that?
I don't know. I don't know. So we'll do some final thoughts. We'll wrap up, do some trivia, Rotten Tomatoes, all that good stuff.
Okay.
So, what you got? Some final thoughts on it, or fall asleep?
Yeah.
Me too. I'm kind of.
Daylight savings.
Is that? Yeah, duh. No shit.
Daylight savings. And that's
Oh my god. No wonder we're tired.
I thought that it was amazing what they got away with in this film for an R rating on just people being mowed in half, chopped in half, gutted, throats torn out.
Lots of blood.
Terrible imagery.
Lots of innards.
Mass casualties, bodies floating in water and shit.
Yeah.
It's amazing they got away with that in an R-rated film.
Definitely.
It's pretty brutal. You should not watch this with grandma over Thanksgiving dinner.
Talk about...
I don't recommend it.
Dusk Till Dawn, again.
Yeah.
Changing blood from red to green.
None of that here.
There's rivers of blood. They don't have to change anything.
That scene where the dude gets gutted.
Yeah.
At the end of it.
And the sound. And just the... And you hear it just... Ugh. It's crazy.
You can tell if you know what you're looking for. So a lot of the bullet effects were CG.
Oh, yeah.
But that's only because you and I watch every fucking movie ever made and know how this shit is done. I don't know if your average audience picks up on that as much as what we do. But I did a little bit, but it's okay because I don't hold that against films.
It didn't take anything away from
you. You can't deduct points for a movie from 2008 looking like it was made in 2008. You know what I mean?
I think it still kind of holds up.
I think it holds up fine.
Especially, I keep talking about it. The sound, the editing, everything.
Uh-huh.
It's a well-made film. As is the other.
I recommend it. I wrote down the runtime because I thought an hour and 32 minutes was perfect.
Is that it?
That was it. It's relatively short in the grander scheme of things, but it doesn't need to be any more movie than what it is. Like, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
It doesn't need any more, it doesn't need any less. Like, this is the perfect runtime.
Yeah, I feel like they needed... I mean, they told their story.
Mm-hmm.
Everything got told. They showed what they wanted to show you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't realize it was only an hour 32.
Yeah.
Because there's so much there.
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like you're sitting through it for a long time. It's not what I'm saying.
Yeah, that was totally what I was getting at. It's like the perfect...
I was saying there's a lot of substance to it.
Yeah.
For an hour and a half. Yeah. Something I wanted to talk about was I'm not going to keep repeating myself. It's a well-made movie. I think it's probably the best way to close a series.
Yeah.
There's a lot of series that just we're gonna try to set this up for that, and then we're gonna do another one and another one and another one. We're gonna leave it open. No. Rambo goes home. Rambo goes to see his dad. The music plays, it cues up, and it's perfect.
Yeah.
Everything about it. And again, at the end, the music, the Rambo music starts playing, and it's beautiful. Mm-hmm. And you just see the long shot of him walking down to the farm, and it's just, there's no bullshit. It's just, this is how I want it to end, and that's it. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, I agree. There's something about it.
It's nice to have closure to a film, because we don't get closure anymore because they're afraid to do closure because they might be able to make another sequel and make more money on it. And one of my least favorite phrases that we hear all of the time now is, oh, well, we're doing a reboot and it's going to be in its own universe and it's going to have a connected franchise potential and all of that shit. And I don't give a fuck. I don't need to see a Rambo universe that takes place in the same one as fucking the Rambo universe that takes place in Predator and all this other bullshit. Like, we don't need that. I don't need that. Do fucking Rambo and fucking end it.
Yeah.
It's fine. You can do that.
Yeah, and you can do it well.
You don't have to gritty, realistic reboot I mean,
get much
it is
grittier and realistic than this.
Christopher Nolan's gritty and realistic Rambo. Fuck that.
I want to see that.
Don't need that.
And another thing is, you were talking about the previews before this?
Oh yeah, I actually made a note of the previews.
Cause I don't know
Like
what's so different about mine, but I watched the Blu-ray extended edition. It was released in like 2011 or something.
Yeah.
And I didn't get any of those previews you were talking
What
about.
previews did you get?
Stuff for Expendables and stuff like that.
Do you have yours hooked up to the internet?
Yeah.
Oh, you know how sometimes Blu-ray Live will show different previews?
But it was for like 2011,
Yeah.
2010 Expendables. I don't know why they'd be playing it now.
I suppose maybe they thought that has a bigger market reach at this point than what... Because I got Crank War and the Thomas Jane Punisher film were previewed before mine. But I have my...
But that's 2004. Crank's 2007.
Yeah.
8. And what year's War? 2009.
2008.
Why would they show Punisher though? That was 4 years before
Yeah,
this.
I have no idea.
That's weird.
I have no idea. I have all my Blu-ray Live settings off because I don't like that shit to be connected to the internet. So I wonder if that had something to do with why maybe we had different previews. But
You watch yours on your PlayStation?
yeah, it might be a sport.
How do you turn it off?
It's under the settings somewhere. You can
Oh, I didn't
go
know
to.
that.
Although it's kind of annoying because every time you start to put in a movie, it pops up and it's like your Blu-ray Live setting is off. Do you want to turn it on? I'm like, no. That's why I turned it off. If I wanted to turn it on, I'd turn it on, but I don't. Fuck
The big
you.
thing I want to fucking turn off is Daniel Strait is online. Fuck you, Daniel. Quit getting on and off so much.
I'll show you how to do that.
Yeah, I need to turn that shit
You
off.
need to turn
That's
that
annoying as hell.
Yeah.
Should we do some trivia?
Let's do some trivia.
I actually wrote it down this week.
Ooh, look at you getting fancy.
All right. Rambo, otherwise known as Rambo 4, because in a lot of places, Rambo First Blood was just called Rambo.
Yeah.
Or John Rambo. John Rambo or Rambo 4.
Everyone calls First Blood Rambo.
Yeah. So this was banned in, I think it's Myanmar? Myanmar? Which is formerly Burma.
I was gonna say, if it's banned anywhere, it's probably the country that they were portraying in the film.
And so the bootleg copies are like a hot commodity. And the Karen Rebel, the fighters, they've adopted lines from the movie as like battle cries.
That's
and like
cool.
this has become a huge thing for them, and they've like contributed like just huge morale boost to this movie and shining light on it and stuff. And I guess Stallone said that it was an incredible moment in his career that he was able to shine light on this. And Julie Benz, the woman that was in this, is she actually started, I forget what the charity's called, but she started working with them and doing more outreaches and stuff.
Nice.
And, she couldn't be involved with a project like this and not get involved, because even if it is a movie, you see shit like this, it's gotta get to you. So I mean, for a movie, a lot of good came out of this. It really, I probably wouldn't have known about that Burma genocide stuff going on.
Neither would I.
You don't hear about it on the news. You always hear about everything else. So, the creepy dictator general guy that we fucking hate.
Yeah.
The man who played that was a Karen Rebel in real life.
Really?
He actually fought for the resistance and stuff, and he was afraid by taking this role that like his family would be endangered because of the.
Gotcha.
So that's fucking nuts.
Scary.
That someone who had like first-hand experience in this was able to. I don't know. That's crazy. And then I mentioned this earlier about it's an M250 cal is realistic portrayal of it. Like I said, I thought it was over exaggerated. I've never been in war. I've never shot a 50 cal.
I've never shot one. I don't know.
But yeah, I like between the trivia and I looked up some stuff on Google, and if anything, it might be toned down a little bit. It's
Wow.
it's pretty brutal. On average, Rambo averages 2.59 kills a minute.
Sounds about right.
For a grand total of 466 deaths.
That's a lot.
That's a
lot of murder.
Fuck ton. And that's good guys, innocents, all that stuff. And then, see, this is why I hate talking about. Just when you're talking and trivia gets brought up through conversation, I hate talking about it. But the other one that I have down is Vinnie Jones being considered for the role.
That's a cool bit of trivia.
Makes so much sense. Like I said, it's like they just went to the discount store and did all that stuff. So, did you look at the Rotten Tomatoes trivia, or can you see mine a little bit?
But I don't remember what. I remember it was low.
Yeah, it was
low 20s.
It was very low. It was a little bit higher than 20.
Are we doing critic?
Critic.
I thought it was like 25.
It's a little bit high. It's in the 30s.
30s?
Yeah, it's at 36. 37.
37?
37. But that's horse shit.
What was the audience score? I thought that was like 20s.
Audience? Oh, you got them twisted. Audience score is like...
Oh, audience score was higher.
Shut up, I like this.
Okay.
Shut up, the audience likes this. Yeah, it was almost 70%. It was at 68%.
Oh, see, that's nice. That's normal. That makes sense.
Yeah.
That's more in line with what I remember from working at video store and just people. I remember being checked out a lot when it came out.
Yeah.
Like just not being on the shelf for
a
month straight. Hey kids, there's something that you don't ever get to experience anymore.
Yeah.
Going to rent a movie and it being gone and you can't watch it.
Oh my god.
That's just not a thing anymore that anyone ever experiences with Netflix. It's always on Netflix. It's always streaming.
Right.
You never get to not watch a movie. We're old enough that we remember not being able to watch movies when you want to. Isn't that fucking crazy?
Yeah, I remember not being able to watch The Matrix. I was really pissed.
Why? His parents wouldn't let you?
Yeah, I couldn't go to the theater. And then when I went to my dad's on the weekend, we didn't have time to make it for whatever reason, so we were going to go rent it, get some popcorn, do all that stuff.
Yeah.
Dad, make a movie theater. We turned on the lights. We went to go get it, and they were out. So I ended up... got a game. I got a PlayStation 1 game. The fuck is it called? It's like Guitar Hero, but it wasn't.
Is it Amplitude?
No, it was like the dog with the
Rappa the Rappa?
Paul Rappa the Rappa. I ended up getting that game.
Yeah.
We went back to my dad's. I played it for 15 minutes. Hated it.
It's fucking difficult.
Yes.
It's impossible.
You can't do it.
They remastered that on the PS4, and
That's
so
stupid.
I downloaded it because thinking maybe they would have fixed it to where it's playable. It's still not playable. It's just impossible.
I just thought it was because I was a kid, but yeah, you're right.
No, that game is
impossible.
Legit. Like if you can make it past the third level, you're doing amazing. You're doing God's work if you can make it past the third level in Rappa the Rappa.
So I remember we went back half an hour later, took it back, and I ended up getting the Hercules video game. Played that.
Based on the TV show?
The Disney movie.
Okay.
That'll never happen again. If I want to watch something, I pay my $2 and watch it.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Let's do some plugins. Close this baby out. Tired of seeing my floating head.
Yeah, I can't wait to see what that looks like.
What do you got? You got your Twitter and your...
Oh, yeah, you can find me on... I don't know if I use the word business here, Jeff.
You know what I mean.
Yeah. You can find me on Twitter. You can tweet me. I talk about movies and...
Yeah, quit biting my lips.
Whatever else. I talk about Jeff biting his lips on my Twitter account all of the time. He just doesn't know it.
I have you on Twitter, so I would know.
I have you blocked.
That's fucked up.
So you can't see my tweets, and then I unblock you. What the fuck are we talking about?
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
I'm just sitting here.
I just ramble until someone tells me otherwise.
You rambling motherfucker.
Yeah. No, you can find me on Twitter at InhumanWitch. I should change my Twitter name. I'm open to suggestions.
What's your thing?
If anyone wants to. But you can see all my work. You can follow me on Twitter. I post links. There's always a pinned tweet to any of my writings or other stuff on there. So that's the best way to find all my shit. That funnels it down. I do photography and writing and all kinds of
You do a bunch of shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got a lot of stuff going on. We, first, I mean, you can find us, of course, Facebook, Twitter. We do mystery boxes. This is,
empty at the moment.
Well,
we will soon have shit inside of it.
there is shit
to give to you.
Yeah, it's over there. I was just taking pictures with it.
That's what she said.
So we do that stuff. Right now, you know, competitions, all you gotta do is share episodes and you're automatically entered. Really easy. Last box, you know, there's a DVD, a t-shirt, pop figure.
Keychains.
So yeah, we don't hold back. So if we put up a mystery box, be sure to share and retweet and do all that stuff. You can find the website pantheonnetwork.com. It's got everything. I should just lead with that. It's got everything. Has all the podcast episodes, the videos. There's some articles. There's Comedy Bowl podcasts, the partners that we work with. There's everything. There's Facebook feeds, Twitter feeds, the whole shebang. Anything you need. There's some merchandise on there.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
You can get t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, coffee mugs, the whole shebang.
I want a t-shirt.
Go to pantheonnetwork.com to the store. It's, you know, on the menu. It's all there. You can go there. You can become a patron to help us out. You know, new cameras, all this stuff going on. You can pledge as little as $1 a month. Helps us out.
Maybe Jeff will build an Iron Man suit.
Yeah.
With that money. I don't know from day to day.
So I mean, yeah, pantheonnetwork.com. There's everything up there. You know, look through it, find some stuff that you enjoy, and it's all on there. And then I have some kind of interesting news. Is I'm working from home full time now.
Awesome.
I got a new job. I'm writing for blastingnews.com. So if you have a chance, I will be sharing my creative Facebook page so I don't flood everybody's news feed with all my stuff. So I'll be putting a link to my Facebook writing page. I'll put it up on the Shut Up I Like This Twitter and all that other stuff. So it'd mean a lot to me if you liked and shared it and followed me doing some of my articles. I do a lot of cool. Did some developer interviews the other day.
What was that game that you were showing me at work the other day?
That was The Beast Inside.
That one looks fucking
yeah,
cool. Like
these,
PT Silent Hills inspired.
Yeah. Yeah. I gotta sit down and talk with them. I talked with guy Joshua Harrington, talked about his game Zero Survival. So I'm just having a blast, meeting a lot of people, talking about their games, and
that's good stuff. That's cool stuff.
It's been a lot of fun. I'll try to get more like movie related stuff too.
Yeah.
So I can share it with this audience.
In terms of games and stuff, there is so much content that just gets missed over. That's good stuff.
Yeah.
If people just knew about it, it would be a big hit.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
I think it's cool the way that you pull some stuff
a lot of these people are just Kickstarter people.
Yeah.
Josh Harrington, he's just a one-man army.
That's neat.
He's doing everything. It looks beautiful.
See, that's like PC games from like when I grew up, like back in the day when like id Software that would make Doom would be like 12 guys in their basement would make Doom. And it's just, I think that makes for better games than let's pick on EA. When you have like EA making Call of Duty or whoever the fuck makes it now, and it's a team of 300 people, there's no vision.
Right.
There's no vision, but you get like one person or a small group of people working on a game, and you can so much more character comes out of it, and I think it's just a better experience.
A lot of these less than $20,000.
Yeah.
You know, and that's including so they can work on it. You know, they need, you know, if they need rent or food or something like that comes in, but a lot of it's just they're putting it into this game.
Yeah.
And they got their vision. They just need to do it.
There's one that you should check out called Ion Maiden. that is it's an old build engine, and that was the old engine from '96 that did like Duke Nukem 3D.
Really?
So they took that engine and then they did a few like modern upgrades to it to make like the graphics a little more modern, a little more lighting effects and shit.
Yeah.
But it's still the fucking build engine from '96. And
That's
the idea is to, what if this was just like the next version that would have came out after like Duke 3D and that stuff. So if instead of going on to like, you know, it went to like Unreal was like the next engine that came out next. What if that never happened? What if we just made like another build engine game? And it's super fucking cool.
Is that on Steam or?
That's on Steam. That's on early access on Steam right now.
Awesome. Yeah, check that out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
mean,
games I grew up with. I get excited about shit like that. I think that's neat.
Yeah. I think that's gonna do it for Rambo 2008. Yeah, I don't know why you're listening to this, but if you haven't watched it, I would definitely recommend it.
You should
if you love Rambo.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah,
if you haven't seen Rambo.
You'd be surprised. People listen to this shit and have no idea what the movie is, but then they go sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
So, like, Mindhunters was, I got a message saying, I had never even heard of that, and then it was just on the show, so I watched it, and I liked it.
I love that.
There you go. So
that is why, like, on my Twitter, like, I like to talk about what movies I'm watching, or talk about them on here, to hopefully try to introduce people to content you haven't seen, because there's so much good stuff.
There's a lot.
So much good stuff out there.
Alright. Yeah, so hope you enjoyed the new look, except for my
Jeff's
shirt.
floating head, maybe.
Yeah,
we don't know yet.
Probably will be. I didn't even think about it. But yeah, we're in HC. We're gonna be looking to do some more stuff, some original content. I have this site I want to do. You know, we're all movie fans. I want to do some movie trivia show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just looking forward to the future. New job. Please follow me, and thank you guys for listening. We've just been growing. So it means a lot to us, and yeah, thank you. Earthquake.
We need Bruce Willis to save us.